Trump groupies, and Elon Musk.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainers? So time come to y'all with another video. So we talking members only Palm Beach. Okay, at first when I seen this show and the preview for this show, I was like, I am not going to watch and even give the view to these privileged white women who probably love and endorse Trump, and you get what I'm saying, and probably think that they're better than, right? But something told me, a demon told me to watch it, and then I ended up watching it. And I don't regret it. And I take it back. I do want to watch it. And I do want to watch it season 2. This to me was one of the best reality shows I've seen produced in a little bit. I'm sorry. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because the storyline production of this show, I loved it from beginning to the end. Like, I literally binge watched the whole thing through, did not take a break in between. That's how good their series was. So the show I'm talking about, you guys, is Members Only Palm Beach. So it's a show based out of Palm Beach, Florida, and it follows 5 to 6 to 7 women that live in the Palm Beach area and that are high affluent type of women. So they're very rich. A lot of the neighborhoods that they do live in the Palm Beach area, you have to have a membership to even live in it, which means you got to pay a fee. Yeah, you got to pay millions, thousands to millions to be able to even live there, right? So what I like about the show is that it shows to me a side of Palm Beach and just Florida in general, me being from the Florida area, that a lot of people do not know of, is the fact that Florida has a spot, because a lot of people think it's just vacations. There is certain spots in Florida that are not talked about enough. And I feel like one of them is Palm Beach, because that is one of the richest areas, I believe, in America, if I'm not mistaken. And for them to show and shine a spotlight into it, I was kind of happy, because it showed also too how pretentious some of the women can be. It's facts. It's salty as it is facts. A lot of them can be very pretentious. A lot of them can be very condescending. I have worked in Palm Beach before, so I already knew this going into watching it. That's a part of the reason why I didn't even want to watch it, but I gave it a chance. And once again, like I said, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10, just off of the production. Not too much because I'm a big fan, of what the ladies did or who they are, even though I found it highly entertaining. The production value of the show was just 10 out of 10 to me. So let's start off with first the key players. First, we'll start off with Hillary. So at first, Hillary, I didn't like her because I felt like she was coming across as like condescending. She felt like she was better than. But to me, after watching all of the episodes, she is one of the most authentic ones there. Okay. I thought that she was just this conservative white woman in Palm Beach and parts of Miami, which there's a lot of them down there. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to like her. But after a while, watching the episodes I did, I feel like she's very important to the show. Now, she was married 5 times, you guys. And this lady didn't shy away from saying that she married 5 times. She married her 5th husband on the show, on a yacht on the show. And this time she didn't marry for love. The guy that she was married to, I think, and from what I know, makes way less than her. So she said that she married really because she fell in love with this dude. Now, this dude is like, I believe he said he was German. He's foreign. That's all I know for sure. And to me, she is really quintessential Palm Beach. If you have ever been, me being from Florida, if you've ever been in Palm Beach, everybody in Palm Beach looks like Hillary. Hillary down. Okay. The croissant hairstyle, the blonde hair, the bitch wears pink, green, mauve, Easter colors. That is what Palm Beach looks like. I'm not gonna lie, like that is what Palm Beach looks like. You're not gonna see a lot of different varieties except for a Hillary in Palm Beach. So when they were trying to come for her during this series, I gagged because I'm like, what? Like she literally looks like Palm Beach. Where y'all been at? It just, a part of it didn't, like, it's not like it didn't make sense, but it kind of gagged me a little bit because I'm like, wow, like she is to me what I would consider, what if you would put Palm Beach in the definition and it would look like a white woman, it'll be Hillary. Like it would be Hillary. The judgmental eyes, the snippy comments, you know what I'm saying? Like it's Hillary. Okay. Now, keep in mind, y'all, she lives in West Palm Beach. Now, that's a big thing in the show, which once again, West Palm Beach is a another area that's pretty high affluent as well. So why they think it's like for the poor, I don't know. But that was one of the things they tried to read her on. Her other cast members tried to read her on is the fact that she lives in West Palm Beach. Some key words that I want you guys to know is that the word seasons. Okay. So when I reference seasons, I mean years. She has been living in Palm Beach for 22 seasons. Do not forget that, okay? She's been living in Palm Beach for 22 seasons, which is once again years, okay? Next key player that we have is Roslyn. Now, Roslyn to me, her last name by the way is Yelling, and the bitch don't like yelling or loud people. Just want to put that out there for the people that's been watching reality TV, doesn't she look like Hadley's mom from Dance Moms? She looked just like her the whole time she was talking. I'm like, is that Hadley mama? Oh my God. For the Dance Mom watchers, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Insert picture. Okay. Yeah, Hadley. You know, that whole accent. I thought it was her for a little bit, but it wasn't. To me, she was one of my least favorites. She comes across very inauthentic to me. I feel like she's trying to put off a persona that she's actually not. Like, I don't think she's as classy as she tries to come off as, especially when they showed them throwback videos of her when she used to be like a Zumba instructor. And that bit was she was popping Tootsie. She said, I said, that's you. But you trying to hide it with the yeah. Yeah. Like, you're not really like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she formed into being like that in order to fit in, and like it doesn't really read right to me, like on camera watching her. So I wasn't really too big of a fan. And to me, I find her a little bit hypocritical. Throughout the whole series, she kept getting on Romina, which to me is the star of the show, about her tatas being out. Because Romina, she got tickle bitties. But so does Rosaline. Rosaline yelling, her titties be yelling. Her tatas is oh so far. So you criticizing her for having her tatas out, and you be having your tatas out. So everybody got their tatas out. What's the problem? Like, hello? That's one thing that got me. Because every time they kept getting on Romina about her tatas, I'm like, your tatas is out too. Like, we'll get to Romina in a little bit, okay? Uh, Next we have Taja. So Taja, to me, she played like a sub B character. Like, she was like, to me, she wasn't one of the main characters of the show. Like, she stuck out to me because she wasn't the typical white woman that you would see in Palm Beach. If you're near the area, you know what I'm talking about. Like, she's not the typical blonde woman that you see in Palm Beach. And also, I love her because she's friends with Teresa, and we got to see a Teresa appearance on the show. I know Teresa wants to be with that crew so bad, especially if they don't bring New Jersey back. Okay. I like the fact that they explored her culture throughout the whole series, but she besties with Trump. Dun, 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 brr. So there's that. One thing though I liked about her is that she is not afraid to call out the other cast members to their face. That's one thing that I like that she does. She's not afraid at all. Like, she'll let them know straight up, like, hey, I don't like the fact that you did this. You keep doing this. You're not this. Like, you're not a big deal as much as you think you are. Like, she'll tell them straight up. So I like that about her as well, because she, to me, is one of the ones that will keep it real. Next, we have Romina. Now, Romina is from Abakoskan. Okay, she is not from Pakistan. They kept confusing the two throughout the whole series, rudely at that. Romina is from Uzbekistan, and she is an immigrant. So her parents came here with her to America to pursue the American dream, and she has done that. She lives a very affluent sort of lifestyle, but she does not fit in with the other women because I feel like she don't look like the other women. If we're gonna be honest, there's Jay. She doesn't have the blonde hair. Okay, she's a little ethnic, and I don't think that really fits into the mold of Palm Beach. If you know, you know. Okay. Now, a lot of her money she's made in investing in a business venture with her brother. And she also wants to be a singer and a fashion designer. She reminds me of Gigi from Shaw's the Sunset. If y'all ever watched Shaw's the Sunset, she reminds me a lot of her. They act just alike, to be honest. So that's what she reminds me of. To me, I feel like without her, the show wouldn't have been as success as it was watching it. I feel like she was vulnerable, she was raw, she was a little fake to me at some points. We're gonna get to that. And then also, I feel like a lot of the storyline revolved around her. It was her being mentored into being amongst the women of Palm Beach. It felt like a dirty cult. Like I felt like at the end they all drank each other blood or something like that. Cause it was just like, oh my God, like y'all make it such a thing. Like, you're not a part of Palm Beach. You'll never be a part of Palm Beach. You have to fit in to be a part of Palm Beach. Look at what you're wearing. That's not Palm Beach. It was like a whole thing throughout the whole series, but she was at first, she was with it until she wasn't. Until the end, until she was like, you guys, y'all, and she didn't want to do it no more. Okay? She didn't want to fit into the mold of being a part of Palm Beach. You're not a part of Palm Beach. In my Maria voice. Okay. Next up, speaking of her, is Maria, aka DJ Tumbles. She's aka DJ Tumbles. She to me is like the second to the star, which is Romina. Without her, this show wouldn't be possible as well. I liked her the most. Out of all of the girls, I liked her the most. The reason why is because I feel like she was her truest self. I feel like she acts like that on and off camera. And I appreciate people like that. Like, one thing I like is somebody that comes on TV and they act like they would if the cameras are not around. I don't like people that put on a facade, try to act like they're better than what they are, or any of that. And she's not that type of girl. You could tell she's really that wild, and she's like this all the time. Like, I'm wild like that. Her voice is deep as a freaking football player that runs the 60-yard line. Like, no shade, okay? She looks more like a New Jersey housewife than somebody that lives in Palm Beach, not gonna lie. Because once again, Palm Beach has that look. Palm Beach looks like Hillary. It's no shade. Like, that's what Palm Beach looks like. So she to me, I like the fact that she opened up to her family, about her family. She opened up about just her personal life. And I like the fact that her career is something different than the norm that most of the other women do, which is like the real estate and everything of that sort. So it's something different than the regular girls that are on the show. So that's what I really, really appreciate about her. I feel like she's real. Shamishi's second real to Taj. And it's funny that she doesn't really like, she doesn't not really like, she doesn't like Taja. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't like really Taja like that at all. Now, the fact that Taja is best friends with Hillary, because y'all know Taja and Hillary were like the duo this season. So she's not really feeling Taja too much. And it's funny because to me, both of them kept it the most real throughout the whole season. She is extremely emotional, and I do think she does need to do some inner work and therapy because the girl needs it. She cries very quickly and gets very emotional, but she admits that. That's one thing I like about her. Like, she doesn't shy away from that and hide the fact that, she does, get a little crybaby-ish time or two. And girl, what you do with them arms? Like, damn, bitch, we need Maria's workout routine. DJ Tumble be tumbling in the gym because there's no way the bitch's arms were like decked. I'm talking about like veiny. She looked like she just pumped about 30, 40 rounds before filming them confessionals. I mean, my God. One thing I wanted to mention, the confessionals. Why are the girls tiny? The confessionals would literally be like, the girls would literally be in the corner of the screen. And I'm like, what is going on, production? As rich as they are, they should have had the full-on Real Housewives of Dubai type of confessionals where you had to see them from head to toe. Really? Because to be honest, some of them probably richer than the Dubai girls, if we're gonna be honest. And their money is legit. That's one thing about Florida, though. You can't be you could only get away with it too long. Okay. Next, we have Gail. Now, Gail was not like an official member. You can tell that they were filming the show, and then she kind of got brought on a little bit afterwards. And then the producers realized, oh, shoot, like, we should have made her like a main person from the beginning because, like, she's golden. I liked her the least. She's very judgmental. She's very condescending, and she's a little racist. It's no shade. For her to tell Romina at one point at that table, ah, that's not how we eat here in Palm Beach. If you don't like it, leave. Go back to your country. Like, this is why I like this show, because it shows us like what some Floridians go through. It's no shade. Like it's a lot of girlies walking around like Gail, and we have to deal with Gail in the workplace. We have to deal with Gail in the grocery stores. We have to deal with Gails in the streets. So it's like I'm glad that this show exists because we are able to see what goes out in Florida. Because for y'all that don't live here, y'all think it's all peaches and cream, and it's not. Because sometimes you will run across a Gail that will make your life a living hell. Trust me, I have. So that's one thing I like about the show that exposes that. Gail to me has a lot of nerve because that wig is so diabolical. The wig is literally hanging off of her forehead. You could literally put it up on a hanger. Literally. Like you could and then just hang the wig onto it and just let it flow. It just to me was so crazy to me how like she had all these things to say, but her wig was looking atrocious. Okay. One thing about Gail is that she loved to show her life and talk about her life in the past 20 years. Now, is this valid or not? I did my research. So she did have a lot of what she said about her life is actually true. It's just not her current life. Like she's not bumping shoulders with those very same people she was back then. And that's what I feel like she's missing and leaving out because a lot of the women even on the show said they never even heard of her. Now they heard of Sue. They heard of Sue Bella Robbins. Now Sue Bella Robbins, I was even looking on social media and like she's like a known commodity in Palm Beach for the rich girlies. So Gail is like a tag along, a has been sort of from what the girls tell us and kind of what I did my research on. Sorry, Gail. It is what it is. Okay. So she kept bringing up her past, like, oh, Google me. You can Google me. 180 characters are gonna, search results are gonna come up, but you can Google me. It's a lot. She kept mentioning that throughout the whole series, and she was one of the ones that felt like Romina needed a whole lot of etiquette. Okay, now let's get to some of the intricacies of this a series. They mention Trump a lot. Like a lot of these girls bump shoulders with Trump. These are Trump's homegirls. Some of them. Hillary, Taja, I believe even Maria. Like they bumping shoulders with the Trumps. They bumping shoulders with the Elons. They have said this numerous times throughout the series. Like they adamantly say, they openly say it. So these are, of course, conservative women. No shade. Like they probably agree with Nicki Minaj. It's okay for boys to be boys. Isn't that great? Boys will be boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the types that probably believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even be shot at it. So that's one thing that I noticed about the show. They're heavily into that. Now, they don't talk specific about politics, though. That's one thing I appreciated because that would have really irritated me. They didn't talk about like political issues. It was mostly about conflict within the women. That's why I kind of appreciated it because it made it entertaining to watch. Now, some of the things that were main storylines of the series was Romina. Romina was trying to be mentored into being a part of the clique. She wanted to be mentored into being part of Palm Beach, meaning hosting events, being part of boards and chairs and stuff, holding chairs in uh positions, stuff like that. She wanted to be doing that. So in order to do that, she had to get mentored by she thought at one point she was getting mentored by Maria. That didn't work because Maria's wild as hell herself. And then Roslyn tried to mentor her as well with Gail. Now, this didn't work out too well because once again, Gail basically at one point told her, girl, go back to your country. Go back to Pakistan. She said, no, I'm not from Pakistan. I'm from Uzbekistan. She said, go back to Pakistan. It was a whole lot of that back and forth. To me, Romina got it on my nerves a little bit too because you were kind of fake to Maria, and I didn't like that because it's like that is your friend, and you were gonna quickly throw her out and throw her under the bus and put her to the side in order for you to be a part of Palm Beach culture, and that irritated me. A part of the reason why I used to not be in Palm Beach, but I used to go there like a good amount commute wise. One, I had a job there at one point, like around that area, and then two, I had an acting school and an acting coach that I used to do plays for that was near that area. So like that's how like I'm familiar with the type of people that's over there. You hear me? Okay. Like I knows what goes on. Yeah. Okay. So that's one thing, a big thing about the show was Romina being mentored. Okay. And her basically having to live through the torture of being appropriate. The reason why she needed to be mentored, she would dress very executive. Think about how some of the housewives dress with the big dresses and all. Palm Beach, it's not that type of gig, no shade. I even knew this even before watching the show. If you dress wild and flashy and stuff, they're gonna look at you crazy. Like Palm Beach gives very much floral, Easter colors, um, freaking summer dresses. It gives very much that. It doesn't give like extravagant feathers but that's what Romina liked because of her culture. Okay, the Russian culture, Ubakustan. That's her type of stuff. Her family also was also in the series as well. They're basically telling her like, "Hey, you do not need to go back to these women if they don't really like you like that, babes." And she was not listening. The girl would even break out in hives after some scenes. I said that is too far. I've never seen on reality TV before. Somebody breaking out in hives over a show. Girl, bye. Wouldn't have been me. She had like blood, red stains all over her body, breaking out everywhere because she was so like freaking stressed out. Like the stress was getting to her so bad that she literally started breaking out on her body, which to me was so odd to watch. But she got through it at least. And at the end, she kind of realized that hey, like she doesn't really need to kind of fit in because she's still too loud. Every event they would show her come up to, she'd be like, hey, guys, you would hear her before you would see her. I will admit she is pretty loud though. I'll give the girls that. Like they was doing a little bit too much when it comes to her wardrobe because a lot of them were hypocrites because they would have their titties out. But her being loud, she is loud. That girl is loud. I was like, damn, she is loud. They literally would tone the mic down and you could hear her in the background like screaming. Next, we have another storyline was Gail and her lifestyle. I just briefly talked about this, but she kept bragging about how rich, how glorious she is, the lifestyle that she lives. She's rich. Another storyline is Maria and her background. We got to see a lot of her history with her mother. She said she did not really get along with her mother like that because her mother would treat her not the best. And that made her like resent women and really made her resent how she views women. So she broke down a lot throughout the series as well, which showed a lot of vulnerability in her. She also even went to therapy with Romina because Romina at one point was going to kick her to the curb to get into the Palm Beach lifestyle. That's why I didn't like Romina at one point because like, girl, you fake. Okay. One thing I noticed about this series, a lot of points, it seemed like Maria and Romina were isolated. I'm not trying to make it a race thing, but I'm trying to make it a race thing. No shade. Like you could kind of see that, like they're like the weirdos, and everybody else is like, oh, we're normal. I didn't really like that, but that is something I pretty much noticed. Okay. Now another thing is who's the queen of Palm Beach, the Grand Dame. Bitch, Karen, move over. They trying to take your gig. Apparently, there's a Grand Dame of Palm Beach, and they were going um around circles around who's the Grand Dame of it. To me, it seems like the Grand Dame of Palm Beach, it's Hillary to me from watching the show. But they said because she lives in West Palm Beach, that is not Hillary. Which to me, once again, I still don't get because West Palm Beach, it is not a cheap place to live in. The girls that know. That is not somewhere cheap to live in. Are you crazy? You gotta make this amount of income, like huge income to be able to even live in anywhere beach. If you hear the word beach, you're gonna have to make a lot of money. Miami Beach, yeah, a lot of money. West Palm Beach, yeah. It doesn't matter. Palm Beach, yeah. It doesn't matter. Anything beach, you're gonna have to beach, bitch, you're gonna have to make a lot of money. Sorry, okay? So it was a lot of who's the queen of it, and to me, Gail, the wig automatically kind of disqualifies you. It's no shade. You know what I'm saying? Like the wig, it puts you out of commission. So Roslyn was trying to basically get the baton passed to her. So this show is so ridiculous, y'all. Tell me how this lady Gail, she gave that girl a gold baton. I'm like, what you want this hoe to do? What you want this lady to do? Run across the track? She gave her a gold baton as if she's gonna run a race, as if she's a horse. She gave her a gold baton, y'all. Next, we have Roslyn versus Hillary. That was something that we all saw with them, like I said, competing, uh, not competing, but going at it because Roslyn apparently talked badly about Hillary. To me, what it was giving is Roslyn has more how can I say this? Hmm. Rosaline has more open views, while it seems like Hillary has more conservative views. Because she said she was talking negatively about some people that I'm closely associated with. So I was like, it's giving more so political issues, and y'all not trying to go deep into it because of Netflix not trying to get canceled. That's what it's giving to me. What did y'all get from that? Okay. She not only gave her Gail, gave Roslyn a baton, she gave her a crown. Like, what's next? You gonna give her a slash next? A sash? You'll give her a sash that says Queen of Palm Beach. Like, it was so catty the way that they would do things, but it's so entertaining, y'all, because once again, it's not like we as everyday people bump shoulders with these type of people. So it's so entertaining to kind of get a view into it. Okay. Now, the season sort of ended off with basically them trying to make Hillary look as if she's like the judgmental one and she's the one that's the bad one versus Gail, which to me, I don't think so. I don't know why they tried to spin that off. Netflix always has a weird thing with these endings and try to leave us on these weird cliffhangers. I do not think Hillary is some freaking, she's judgmental, don't get me wrong, but she's not like Gail. Gail is like next level. Hillary's like, Hillary she cool when she wanna be. You get what I'm saying? I didn't like how they tried to spin that narrative, to be honest. And also, Rosaline stood up to herself against Taja at one point, and Taja ended up falling over. Also, these women are pretty up there in age. They fell over 3 times, I believe, from what I remember the episode. Gail fell over, literally, she fell over. Taja fell over, and I believe somebody else fell over too. So, y'all, it's funny. If y'all did not watch this on Netflix, please watch it. It's highly entertaining, y'all. Do not let the MAGA of it all like cloud your brain. I got a good key out of watching it. Okay. Once again, I would love for this series to come back for a second season. I think it really opened up people's eyes that did watch it to like why it's not hard, why it's not easy to kind of break into like a what I would call it, in my opinion, Palm Beach is like a white society. From somebody that's not of that culture, it's like extremely hard, like a Romina, to break in because you're viewed as an immigrant, you're viewed as an outsider. From somebody who's an immigrant themselves, non-citizen, no shade, okay? It's not easy to kind of break into certain spaces because people already see you as like the bum, the outsider, the one that doesn't belong. So that's why I like this series, and it deserves a season 2 for sure. Okay. Let me know if y'all did watch it and what did you guys think about it, because I really enjoy watching that series. I feel like I wanted more episodes, to be honest. Let me know what y'all think. If they are going to get a season 2, I probably feel like they won't, just due to some people not watching it just off of the strength of the fact that they're more conservative women, but I feel like it deserves a season 2. Just like I thought Wags deserved a season 2. Okay. Let me know what y'all think, and we out, y'all.